were just like prattling on about nonsense, but this nonsense is what our floaties want to hear.
I think, yes, we're like Seinfeld, a show about nothing.
Right. So I just hit record because we're wasting good stuff. What's going on, David? It's post Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
I did my part. Did you do your part?
I drove down to see my 97-year-old aunt yesterday, 4 hours each way, because my sisters and I, everybody's finally vaccinated, and we hadn't not been able to see her yet. So
wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. So nothing like spending 8 hours with your sisters in a car and a few hours with your aunt. So it was good.
All right, glad you got that out of the way.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
I didn't say it like that, but
no. Here's a great thing though. It's kind of funny. This is my aunt who's turning 98 this year. Fun fact: my grandfather, not great grandfather, mind you, my grandfather was born in 1886.
Wow.
Yeah, think about that for a second. My grandfather was born in 1886.
I don't even know how to react to that. I'm just gonna be polite and keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. My dad was born in 1927. So
That's
it's just
awesome.
like, wait a minute, hold on.
Wow. Wowzers.
Yep.
Well, we were talking about the office setup post COVID.
Yeah.
We were also talking about the news. You know, you mentioned the news this morning on Housing Wire, talked about the rocket mortgage companies talking about a slowdown in 2021 so far. Second quarter.
Tell me something I don't know, that refinances will slow. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Housing Wire, here's a news flash for you. You want to know what the volume is? Just ask a title agent.
Bingo.
Or an underwriter.
Yes.
But yeah, we confirmed refis have slowed down.
Yes. In certain markets, it's interesting though. There's been little pockets here and there where I guess people didn't realize, wait a minute, I should probably refi my home. So certain segments are hitting, and you know, where we have a lot of volume still to go is the purchase market. There's just no inventory. We need the most recent report, 4 million new homes are needed.
So the refis we're still slammed with refis. It's just not the January, February mess that we went through. I've never seen anything like that. But March and April March was rough. April was manageable, and May is manageable. So we're happy. It's still a huge volume, but definitely not the crazy over the top peak that we saw to open the year. Guess what? Right in time for those busy realtors.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, you know what? You know, Craig, you're seeing this because you kind of straddle a few different markets. You know, since you're in the Midwest, which has the traditional cycle. Okay, it's winter. Wisconsin, I've been there. It's so cold one New Year's that the pipes for the beer froze, which I didn't know that was even legal in Wisconsin. And
amateurs.
Exactly. So, but you know, it's so cold up there. People aren't buying houses when there's a foot of snow on the ground and it's -4. So you
sort of hard to move.
You really have the cycle of the spring thaw. People start selling homes, summer closing, back to school. There's the pause, and then it picks up a little bit in September and then slows down by the end of the year. But you're also in Texas and Florida now.
Right.
There's no cycles there.
Well, I mean, so you're right. And in fact, I had a discussion with we had a sales group meeting this morning on Zoom. It's like, I don't know, a zillion Nightberry salespeople. They were all jacked up. I don't know what they're drinking, but
you're sponsored by Red Bull.
It was pretty amazing. At 9 a.m., they're like the most energetic group ever. Plus, things are opening up. They can make sales calls, and it's exciting to see them back out. But we talked about that cycle. So the traditional cycle is you move in the summer, right? Wait till kids are out of school. And so that's the traditional, I think, but that's the Midwest cycle out of necessity. It's, tough to move in January and February.
It is.
No one likes to move during the Christmas holiday. And then you've got Thanksgiving in the way. So the ends, the tails of the year is tougher. Everything's in the middle. Now, Florida, you mentioned, interesting. So the beach and the tourist communities and the snowbird communities, like I'll give you an example. Our office in Sanibel just murders it from Thanksgiving through Easter. Yeah. And then after that, they shut her down. I mean, no one goes. It's
a reverse. That's the high season right there.
Totally reverse. Yeah, that Destin, a couple of the other areas where the wealthier folks from New York are buying their third house with all cash on the water for their boat. Those are booming from
the people from Franklin, Wisconsin, that area.
Those folks are booming. Those spots are booming from November through May because they're not in the north. They've got cash to do that. But
Exactly.
the rest of the world has that normal cycle where kids are out of school soon. And then they get all the moving done in the spring and the summer, and then they're in their new house by the time the new school year kicks in. So yeah, it's interesting, but it's May 6th. So it's, we're gearing up. We had a pretty good April order count for realtors. May is off the chart already. We're only a few days in, but it's exciting to see. So,
and offers. I mean, it's amazing how fast houses are going right now. My next door neighbor just sold their house in a week, and I'm very happy that they sold it in a week, especially what they had it listed for. So
some of my neighbors are like, we're sorry to tell you, we're thinking of selling. I'm like, all right,
do it. Yes, up my value.
Taxes will go up, but my comp will be great when I'm ready to sell. Oh man, it would be so fun to be a seller right now.
Oh, yes.
But it would be miserable to be a buyer.
Yep. So my neighbors, their kids were all out, and they sold, and they're going to rent like a condo for like a year or so until they find what they want.
That's brilliant. So if you could sell your house, cash out, and live in a van down by the river for a year or whenever it slows down,
yes,
you're going to make some bank.
I'm going to live that modular lifestyle. Yes, let's do that.
Go tour the world for a year and come back and, I don't think this is going to be a bubble in a year, but I think it's so strong. I just don't see it coming to a screeching halt. So maybe
sell the house, put it all in Dogecoin, and go.
We should talk. We should have one episode on crypto. That would be fun.
Well, let's get an expert in there. You're somewhat of an expert.
I don't know if I'm an expert. It's fun. I have 3 boys.
So you know when to sell too early. I know that.
You know what, Dave? I'm the greatest sell too early crypto guy. I mean, the greatest. There's never been anyone like me in the crypto world. I panic. Oh no, it's going down $8. I sell. It goes up $4,000. Okay. Maybe I'll stick to title insurance.
There you go. Do what you do best.
Right. So, people are back. People are, the vaccinations are, I got mine. I got the J&J 1 shot.
Oh, you're up. I'm team Moderna.
Team Moderna. So we'll see. We'll see how this works out. We get our boosters apparently every year now. I don't know how this works, but
I guess, yeah.
It's neat. But what are you thinking from office remodelings now? We've got about 7 of them going, and it's weird.
It's it really showed how open our team was to working remotely here and how effective it was. And is that something we can offer them full time? And we're going to kind of have a hub and home situation here for a while, where the office is going to be the mainstay, but then people can kind of choose, okay, if they have the ability to, do they want to work from home for a couple days a week? And because we've got about 6,000 square feet here at this office, and we're hiring like crazy. I mean, not just here, but everywhere. But our agency services team, they're going to move into one large office and have pods within that. We're meeting with a furniture specialist next week to look at how can we maximize our space. You and I were talking before this. I'm changing offices for the first time in 16 years. And so I'm going to get rid of this fine furniture that I bought, in 2005, which has served me well for the last 16 years. But
put it on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace and get like $80 for it.
It costs more to move it than it would just to, give it to Elizabeth, our CFO, who's going to take over my office. So she's getting that. So Elizabeth, get some nice, slightly used furniture here. But if it's your office, it's definitely slightly used. I mean, you never do much work. You're always traveling. I don't do any heavy lifting. No, I'm never here. So, but it's nice. But it's the traditional big desk, credenza, all that, hutch behind it. I see a fine credenza behind you right now, but I mean, right now, it's just a bunch of stuff that I could get rid of for the most part. We're all digital.
I did a purge last year. I think between Christmas and New Year, I get like antsy for the year to end and the new year to begin, and I just go through and I start cleaning stuff out of my office. I think I scanned I don't really have much paper file. I don't have anything really. I scan everything in. I live off of notes on my iPad. Everything's synced into the Google stuff. And So I have this giant like U-shaped desk that's like
It's like an aircraft carrier.
screams 90s. I mean, it's nice, but it's just who needs this big desk? And I have all these drawers that have nothing in them. And I don't need to like store.
No.
Why do I need? Who even prints on legal paperwork, legal size paper anymore?
We're all digital. I mean,
right.
If I can't scan it in and put it somewhere in the cloud, I don't want the paper. It's like the
I want a slab.
though.
I want like a table desk, like a flat desk.
Yes.
Give me a pencil drawer and just a couple random drawers somewhere that I can throw candy in.
Yes.
That's it. I don't need these monstrosities anymore.
No, and I'm with you on that. And I'm going to look. We're looking also, like, we've got this big projector in our conference room, and we like it, but I'm like, I can get a really large TV and mount it on the wall for less than the cost of a projector, or the bulb for that projector. And with all the smart TVs now, I can use my Mac here, and I can just mirror it up there on the TV without any. I don't have to have an Apple TV anymore, which we have in there hooked to the projector. So we're gonna, instead of these whiteboards like right here that I have, I mean, we have a few of these all around the office. We're gonna put flat screens in most offices where there's enough room for people to meet, so that then instead of needing projectors or going to bigger conference rooms, they can just have a 2 or 3 person meeting in their office, project, throw their screen up there on the TV and have more smaller meeting space.
Let's do a hiring one.
Yes.
Let's do one on hiring. And I know we've talked about that before a lot. And in fact, our large agents, hey, by the way, I'm going to forget this, but let's talk about meeting in person again.
Yeah.
Before we do that, we talked in a large agents planning thing for Alta about how difficult it is to hire. And we're going to have one of the, talk about that in our topic and one of our meetings coming soon. But hiring's a pain. It's so difficult right now. And so if anybody's watching and you want to join us on a Zoom and talk about the pains of hiring, and if you figured it out, we'll holler.
Yes.
And there are some recruiters that work in the title space too. I know they're even having a tough time finding great candidates, but we're all in the same boat here. So
yeah, I'd love to have an HR professional that's in recruiting join us. So we have some ideas. You reach out to your folks, I'll reach out to mine, and we can find on tips and tricks to hiring, which other than just backing the truck up, I mean, there's got to be some other things to do. It's hard.
How much money do you need?
Exactly.
But you know what? It's not even a money thing anymore. It's like,
no, it's the tools.
Yeah.
But let's save that.
Yeah.
That's what we call in the industry a tease.
That's a tease. All right. Now the other tease. I am going on a title meeting in July with the Alta large agents, or whatever we call ourselves, in Colorado in person.
Nice.
Our homies. And we're going to be in the same place together. How cool is that?
It's really, the Alta board meeting in California is happening, and in June. I'm so fired up for this, and it's about time we got back together. Everybody feels comfortable doing it. Let's do it.
So which is the last big meeting that's not in person? Have we passed them all, or? I mean,
no, Alta advocacy.
That's
next. It's 2 weeks.
Formerly Lobby Day.
Formerly lobby. Yeah. Well, yeah. We can't lobby and walk the halls of Congress. I'm looking forward to getting back there. That's my favorite of the year. It's so much fun. So,
yeah, that's my favorite one too. Yeah, we've torn it up in DC and got some things done too.
Yes, very effective.
And then NS3, the National Settlement Service Summit, that's in Naples.
Yep, and special announcement, that floats live will be there.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you were going to say that, but
well,
our lawyers talk to their lawyers. We've got the contracts and the riders in place, and that floats live. We'll close the show in Naples on the stage with all our friends.
Exactly. And we're going to have a special guest, Erica Meyer of the of October Research and the Title Report and all their fine publications will be joining us on this podcast coming up. So her people are going to talk to our people, and we're going to schedule it.
We'll see. We'll see if she passes our guest test.
Exactly. You'd be as funny as us, which is the bar is low.
Yes, it is. All right. Well, cool. Hey, now that we're kind of back to getting some normalcy in our lives, we'll do more of these podcasts. We'll put floats. Last year was a challenge because it's like every episode, all we wanted to do was talk about COVID, what happened today, what's happening tomorrow, speculate about the future. And now we're in the future, and we're actually getting stuff done. We're growing. I know your company's growing. Congrats on the award. We didn't even talk about that. All over the news, and your fastest growing underwriter or something like that.
We were up 262%.
Is that good?
19 to 20. That's pretty good. I'm happy with it.
That's good. Awesome. Great. All right.
Hey, you know what? I think we need to do that floats award show and start doing some awards that says, hey, that floats, and that floats tech, that floats. I think we've got something going here, Craig. So maybe for 2021 we do a that floats award show, and we make little plaques for people, or give them keychains.
They can have a that floats floaty. Look at that ad.
merchandising.
You can put the that floats keychain for your boat or your device that floats.
Yep. Okay. So floaties, we're going to have some nominations open up here in the second half of the year for some maybe some awards, like the best floaties money.
It's not going to be any award. It's not going to be an award that you guys have ever heard of either. This will be fun.
No, it's going to be good stuff. I mean, so see, this is what we do when we riff.
It's Dave and Craig, so it's going to be obnoxious.
Oh yeah.
Just warning you. If you're wondering, like, how are these two guys so involved in the title industry? Why does the industry leadership let these two guys just do stuff? They have to. Now they have to.
Yeah.
We will publicly ridicule them on this podcast if they don't let us get our way. That's just
our dozens of listeners will revolt.
Now we're getting into the point where we're making jokes that only like a very small percentage of people will even know. So,
exactly. But we call them floaties and we love them.
Time to end.